Cultivating respect in a world of disrespect. Ever felt like the world is drowning in negativity? What if I told you that we all have the power to flip the script and create a ripple of respect? Today, we're diving into one of the most talked about issues of our time: disrespect. In a world where online vitriol and harsh words seem to dominate our news feeds and everyday conversations, we're here to explore why disrespect is on the rise and how we can fight back by cultivating genuine respect. Stick around, because what you learn in the next few minutes might just change the way you see yourself, your relationships, and even the world around you. It's not just online. This negativity seeps into our daily lives, affecting how we treat one another. Today, we're going to break down what's fueling this wave of disrespect and why it matters. When you're behind a screen, you often feel shielded from consequences. That veil of anonymity lets people say things they'd never dare to say face to face. It's like having a secret pass to unleash words that can hurt deeply without ever having to face the person on the receiving end. Social media tends to group people with similar beliefs together. This creates echo chambers where negativity isn't challenged but celebrated. When everyone around you reinforces the same harsh viewpoints, it's easy to forget there's a whole world out there with different perspectives. A single disrespectful comment or post can spread like wildfire. Before long, an offhand remark becomes a trending topic, adding fuel to the fire of an already hostile online environment. Let's get personal. Disrespect isn't just about online comments, it seeps into our real lives. Think about the last time someone's words hurt you. That sting of being disrespected can have long-lasting effects. When someone speaks down to you or dismisses your feelings, it can create deep emotional scars. You start questioning your worth, wondering if you deserve such treatment. Trust is the foundation of any healthy relationship. When disrespect enters the picture, it chips away at that trust. Over time, even the strongest bonds can begin to crumble. Whether it's with family, friends, or colleagues, disrespect creates distance. Conversations become tense, and the warmth that once defined your interactions fades away. Disrespect isn't contained, it spreads. Just like a virus, one disrespectful act can influence others. When we witness disrespect, we sometimes unconsciously mimic that behavior. It becomes a cycle where one negative interaction triggers another, impacting not just individuals but entire communities. On a larger scale, widespread disrespect can erode the social fabric. When people are constantly on edge and unable to trust one another, it leads to a breakdown in community values and overall well-being. Before we can solve the problem, we need to understand where it comes from. Disrespect isn't born in a vacuum. It's the product of deeper issues in our society. Empathy is the ability to see the world through someone else's eyes. When empathy is in short supply, disrespect flourishes. Think about a time when someone didn't try to understand your perspective. It stung, didn't it? Without empathy, people become quick to judge, forgetting that there's always more to the story. Empathy builds connections. It's what helps us see that even when we disagree, the other person has feelings, experiences, and reasons behind their views. Without that bridge, we're left isolated on our own islands of opinion. Our modern world is obsessed with individual success. While striving for personal growth isn't inherently bad, it can sometimes lead to a focus on self at the expense of others. In today's culture, everyone seems to be chasing likes, shares, and followers. This constant quest for validation can turn us inward, making us less aware of how our actions affect others. When everyone is busy trying to outdo one another, respect can take a backseat. It's like a never-ending race where the finish line keeps moving further away, leaving behind a trail of burnt bridges and hurt feelings. Over time, traditional values that once guided respectful behavior have started to erode. What was once considered acceptable in terms of behavior is being redefined. With the rapid pace of change in our society, some of the core values that once held communities together are now seen as outdated or irrelevant. When younger generations grow up without a solid foundation of respect, the cycle of disrespect continues. They learn from their surroundings. If disrespect is the norm, then that's what they adopt as their own. The good news is that change starts with you. Cultivating respect isn't about waiting for the world to change. It's about taking personal steps to transform your own behavior and, in turn, influence those around you. Before you can change the way you treat others, you need to understand your own behavior. Have you ever caught yourself saying something harsh in the heat of the moment? That's a sign that you might be stuck in a cycle of disrespect. Take a moment to think back on your interactions and ask yourself if you could have handled things differently. Everyone slips up sometimes. What matters is that you learn from those moments. Reflect on what triggered your disrespect and think about how you can avoid it in the future. Sometimes it's hard to see our own flaws. Consider asking a trusted friend or family member for their perspective on how you handle conflict. Their insights might help you see patterns you never noticed. One of the simplest yet most powerful ways to show respect is to truly listen. When someone is talking, focus on what they're really saying instead of planning your next response. This shows that you value their perspective. Even in a conversation, nonverbal cues can speak volumes. A nod, eye contact, or an encouraging smile can go a long way in showing that you're fully present. Don't assume you understand everything right away. Ask questions to clarify what the other person means. It's like putting together a puzzle. You need all the pieces to see the whole picture. Respect is a choice, a series of small daily choices that add up over time. When emotions run high, give yourself a moment to breathe and think before you speak. We all have our off days. Remind yourself that everyone is fighting their own battles, and sometimes a little patience can go a long way. Whether it's holding the door open or offering a genuine compliment, small acts of kindness can create a ripple effect. These little gestures, repeated over time, can transform the way people interact. While personal change is essential, we also need to foster environments where respect is the norm. Building a respectful community starts with leadership and a commitment to positive change. If you want to inspire respect, start with yourself. Don't wait for someone else to set the standard. Show respect in every interaction, even when it's hard. Talk openly about your struggles and triumphs in cultivating respect. Your vulnerability might just inspire someone else to take the same journey. A respectful community is one where everyone feels safe to express themselves. Encourage discussions where every voice is heard. When people feel safe to speak their truth, respect grows naturally. Make it known that disrespectful behavior won't be tolerated. Setting boundaries isn't about shutting people out. It's about creating an environment where everyone feels valued. Whether it's through support groups, online communities, or just a circle of friends, having people around who champion respect can make a huge difference. Sometimes, respecting others means standing up when you see disrespect. If you witness someone being disrespected, don't stay silent. It might feel risky, but your voice could be the catalyst for change. Instead of simply criticizing, try to offer solutions. For instance, if someone makes a hurtful comment online, reply with a thoughtful question that encourages them to consider another perspective. Change is easier when we work together. Whether it's starting a community group or joining an existing one, collective action can challenge and reduce disrespectful behavior. Now let's imagine a world where respect isn't the exception, it's the norm. What would that look like, and how would it change our lives? When respect is at the forefront, empathy blossoms. Imagine a society where people take the time to understand the struggles and perspectives of others. This isn't just wishful thinking, it's a realistic outcome when we practice active listening and kindness. Empathy can break down barriers that seem insurmountable. Whether it's political differences or cultural gaps, a little understanding can bridge what once felt like an endless chasm. Respect and empathy go hand in hand. When people feel heard and valued, emotional wounds begin to heal, paving the way for stronger, more supportive relationships. Respect lays the groundwork for deeper, more meaningful relationships. Trust is built on consistent, respectful interactions. When you know someone respects you, it's easier to open up and build a lasting connection. In a respectful environment, conversations move beyond small talk. They delve into what really matters, shared experiences, hopes, and dreams. Whether it's in your neighborhood, workplace, or online, communities built on mutual respect are stronger and more resilient. They become safe havens where everyone feels they belong. The benefits of cultivating respect ripple out into every corner of our lives. Studies have shown that environments where respect and kindness are prioritized lead to lower stress levels and improved mental well-being. When you feel valued, you're better equipped to handle life's challenges. Believe it or not, respectful workplaces tend to be more productive. Employees who feel respected are more engaged and creative, driving success for businesses and communities alike. Ultimately, when respect becomes a cornerstone of our interactions, we create a positive impact that extends far beyond our personal circles. We set the stage for a future where everyone has a fair chance at success, happiness, and fulfillment. Let's take a step back and see how all these pieces fit into one larger picture. Disrespect, whether online or in person, is like a weed that can quickly take over a garden if left unchecked. But by nurturing respect, starting with our own actions and extending outward, we can create a flourishing community where everyone feels safe, heard, and valued. Remember, change starts with you. Every time you choose kindness, active listening, or self-reflection, you're planting a seed of respect that can grow into something much bigger. It might feel overwhelming to tackle disrespect on a grand scale, but every small act counts. A respectful word here, an empathetic gesture there, can set off a chain reaction that reaches far beyond what you might imagine. Think of your voice as a tool for change. When you speak up against disrespect and choose to engage with empathy, you encourage others to do the same. Over time, these individual choices add up to a powerful movement, a movement toward a kinder, more respectful world. I want to share a few stories that highlight the impact of cultivating respect in everyday life. There was a young man who spent most of his time online, engaging in heated debates and exchanging harsh words. One day, after reading a heartfelt story about someone overcoming bullying through compassion, he decided to change his approach. Instead of firing off angry replies, he started listening more and responding with thoughtful questions. Over time, not only did his interactions improve, but his online community began to shift too. People started noticing the difference, and his little corner of the internet transformed from a battleground into a space for meaningful conversation. At a family reunion, tensions were high due to past misunderstandings and unspoken grievances. One relative, tired of the constant bickering, took a deep breath and began asking each family member to share something positive about another person. What started as an awkward icebreaker soon turned into an uplifting conversation that mended broken bridges. That day, the family discovered that a little respect could heal wounds that had festered for years. In an office known for its competitive and cutthroat environment, one manager decided to take a different route. Instead of focusing solely on results, she made it her mission to listen to her team, celebrate their small wins, and encourage respectful dialogue. Within months, the office transformed. Not only did productivity increase, but employees reported feeling happier and more connected to one another. This shift wasn't just about making work more pleasant. It was about fostering a sense of belonging and mutual respect that spilled over into every interaction. Changing behavior is hard. There are obstacles, setbacks, and moments of doubt. But here's the thing, every journey worth taking has its challenges. It's easy to slip back into old habits when you're feeling down. That nagging voice inside might tell you that your small acts of kindness don't matter in a world that's overwhelmingly negative. Remind yourself that every respectful act counts. It's like trying to fill a giant bucket with a drop at a time. Each drop might seem small, but soon enough the bucket is full. Not everyone will be on board with your journey toward respect. Some people might see your kindness as a weakness or a challenge to their way of doing things. And that's okay. Remember, you're not trying to change everyone overnight. You're starting with yourself. Continue to model respectful behavior, even when it seems like you're swimming against the tide. Sometimes the most impactful change happens silently, one respectful act at a time. Sustaining change is a marathon, not a sprint. Every time you notice a change, whether it's a kind comment from a stranger or a more harmonious conversation with a loved one, take a moment to celebrate. These small victories remind you that your efforts are making a difference. Surround yourself with people who share your commitment to respect. Whether it's friends, family, or an online community, having support can help keep you on track even when times get tough. Imagine a moment where everything shifts, a moment when you see firsthand the power of respect. Maybe it's when you witness a heated argument dissolve into a calm discussion, or when a small act of kindness changes someone's entire day. These moments are the turning points that remind us why we need to keep pushing forward. Look back on moments in your life where you felt truly respected, or where you managed to show respect despite challenging circumstances. What did those moments feel like? How did they change your outlook? Let those memories fuel your drive to create more of them. Remember that while your personal journey is vital, it also contributes to a larger movement. Every respectful interaction you have helps to chip away at the massive wall of negativity that surrounds us. You're not just changing your own life, you're helping to build a better world. Let's break it down into actionable steps that you can start using today. Spend a few minutes each morning thinking about how you want to treat others. Set a small goal. Maybe it's to listen more or to refrain from making snap judgments. Remind yourself that you are a force for positive change. Even on rough days, these affirmations can help center your focus on respect and kindness. In conversations, really focus on the person in front of you. Put your phone aside and give them your undivided attention. Instead of reacting immediately, take a breath and reflect on what was said. Respond in a way that shows you understand, rather than just waiting for your turn to speak. Whether it's holding the door open for someone or giving a genuine compliment, small acts of kindness create big waves. End your day by writing down moments where you experienced or showed respect. Over time, you'll build a personal record of positive interactions that can inspire you on tougher days. If you hear something hurtful or dismissive, consider how you might gently challenge it. Ask questions that encourage reflection rather than attacking the person. When you see someone else standing up for respect, let them know. A quick word of encouragement can be the boost someone needs to keep fighting the good fight. Set aside time each week to reflect on your journey. What worked? What can you improve? This regular reflection keeps you on track and helps you recognize even the smallest improvements. Ask those close to you how they feel about the changes they've noticed. Sometimes an outside perspective can offer insights you might have missed. When respect is the norm, communities thrive. People feel safe, valued, and motivated to contribute positively. This creates a cycle where respectful behavior begets more respect, ultimately leading to a stronger, more connected society. In a respectful community, conflicts are less about winning or losing and more about understanding and resolution. This shift in mindset can reduce violence, lower stress levels, and create a more harmonious environment. Respect encourages collaboration. When people are respectful, they're more open to new ideas, more willing to work together, and more eager to build solutions that benefit everyone. Think back to the idea that disrespect spreads like a virus. Now flip that on its head. Respect can also spread like wildfire. One respectful conversation can influence countless others, creating a wave of positive change. Children learn from what they see. By modeling respectful behavior, you're not just changing the present, you're shaping a future where the next generation values empathy, kindness, and mutual respect. We live in a time where disrespect seems to be everywhere, online, at work, and even within our families. But we also have the power to change that. It starts with us, our thoughts, our words, and our actions. By choosing respect every day, we're not just improving our own lives, we're creating a ripple effect that can transform communities, heal wounds, and build bridges where once there were barriers. Every act of kindness, every moment of understanding, builds a future where respect isn't just an ideal, but a lived reality. Whether you're trying to mend a fractured relationship, create a safe space at work, or simply spread a little more kindness online, remember that the smallest gestures can make the biggest difference. If you believe in a world built on respect, hit that subscribe button and check out our next video for more inspiring stories and practical tips to transform your everyday interactions. Thank you for watching. Remember, respect isn't just a word, it's a way of life. Let's build a world where every voice is heard and every person is valued.